Good morning, folks. We've got a home game today. All the stories take place between the ground and our star. Here's 304 angstroms where plasma filaments at the limb are running and hiding this morning. Let's come next to spaceweathernews.com and find the last 24 hours on our star with bright active regions turning through and dark coronal holes spinning with them. Solar flaring remains very low. The active regions have not produced any significant activity, and as of this morning, we are seeing one of the groups begin to depart the Earth-facing half of the Sun, with the incoming group having decayed 25 to 50% from what we saw yesterday. Solar wind has calmed down completely as Earth exits the coronal hole stream, and geomagnetism returns to quiet. The northern coronal hole may have its solar wind impact tonight or tomorrow, while the incoming equatorial coronal hole will face Earth starting tomorrow night. Magnetic connections will be beginning as well. Let's come now to the tropics. Tropical storm Alberto has been named in the Gulf of Mexico even before the strongest rotation sets in. This is the European model here. Huge rain across the eastern Gulf of Mexico and then landfall Tuesday morning just east of Mobile, Alabama. Shifting to the GFS model next, we see landfall in the same location near Mobile but about 8 hours earlier on Monday evening. Eyes open, folks. We're coming next to space weather studies. New Zealand continues making us think it's the scariest geomagnetic location on Earth. Even after the primary solar storms of last September, a harmonic resurgence of long-lasting current shot through the system, hitting up to the 30th harmonic. When we get a big solar event, New Zealand is one of the first places we look for technological issues. Top story today uses CME impact to put a stamp on the equatorial solar storm risk. Geomagnetic storms are global, generally affecting high latitude first, but the equatorial electrojet induction risk on the day side, directly facing the Sun during a front-on CME impact and strong field compression, is as strong or stronger than what you can see at high latitude geomagnetically. This is why a direct hit versus a glancing blow is a key item in CME analysis, and that goes mostly for the compressive action on the equator and induction from the equatorial electrojet. Folks, last night's video used mainstream science, electrical theories, and the Sapphire Project to show why the new F4 layer is indeed a sign that Earth is taking in more energy from space. Link is below and is a must-watch for all observers. By the way, it is Saturday today. Our weekly Fly on the Wall podcast is coming up in just a few hours. Chat session begins 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got your wind maps and shots of our star to close. We greatly appreciate your support, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, right here. But right now, it's 4:50 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.